evening, everybody. It is December 8th, and this is our final town board meeting of the year. I guess we made it. Maybe we'll need an emergency, but let's hope not. Would anybody who would like to say the pledge, please stand and please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. May I have a motion for the approval of prior minutes from our November 24th, 2025 regular meeting?
Motion.
Thanks, Chair.
Second.
Second, Alan, thanks. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Should I go by the agenda, Gab?
Anyway, you're in charge.
I guess we're going to start this meeting with a farewell to Deputy Supervisor Chauncey. Can I say your middle name?
Yes.
Chauncey Lavelle Walker. We appointed Chauncey to an SEC in March of 2017.
17.
And he was silly enough to run for election that November and served for 4 years and then ran for election again in 2021. He's been my deputy dog, my right hand, for many years. While he was with us, he started out as the liaison to the workforce housing, and I remember the first day you went with Dan and walked the land, which is now Locust Hill. It's going to be our first workforce housing project, and Chauncey did that back in 2017. You started it, and we're bringing it home. Aside from that, just looking at all of your accomplishments, you got the grant from the state and really changed all of our street lights in the town from incandescent to LED. And it may not sound like a big deal, but it is a big deal. And people get finicky if there's a light shining through their window. And Chauncey had a lot of, jiggling and repositioning lights, but he did it, and we're all LED now, thanks to Chauncey. He did a ton of other things, but the biggest thing, I think, is the pickleball courts. Chauncey Lavelle, pickleball walker, got the courts in about a year and a half. And when I complained, everything takes us so long, he's like, I am old and I want to play on these courts before I'm gone. So once he got the pickleball courts in record time, whenever we needed something done, we'd say to Chauncey, you got to pickleball this. He'd get it done. I think that Chauncey is pretty much the best counsel anyone could ask for, the best board member. He always listens. I'm the interrupter. He's the listener. Alan's the storyteller. We've got word salad and big ideas and wheels down there. But Chauncey always sort of brings us back to center and really helps us reach a consensus. Because believe it or not, we don't always agree, but we do, in the end, always come to something we think is fair. And I'm very proud of that with the board, and that's a lot because of your tenor. Aside from that, you're just always here. You're like a granite mountain. You're always here. He's the first one in every weekend when the books come out. He reads everything. He catches it's like you were an attorney or a proofreader. Every period, every comma, every misspelling, and he signs everything. He's the best signer. The clerks basically give you the best signing award. Excellent signer. I am going to be sad that you're not here, but I'm going to be happy that you're not here because you've given 8, 9 years almost. You've accomplished a lot,
almost 9.
and you need to go on and have fun. So,
You mean this isn't fun?
this is so much fun. This is so much fun, but there's more to life than this. And I don't know, just got you a little something. It's I always like to. It's a little glass bowl, and it says Chauncey Walker, the gaffer, with gratitude for your service to the town of Rhinebeck, 2017 to 2005. So after this, we're going back for a little celebration, which is okay with open meetings law because we're not doing business. We're just going to be drinking champagne out of this bowl. So thank you.
Thank you.
It's a sad way to start, but a happy way.
Can I get candy to put in there? No?
So
I motioned for that, though. That he can have candy in his bowl.
I thought it was champagne.
Oh, yeah, no, I meant after the champagne.
Yeah, whatever you want.
That's French
Okay,
candy.
yeah.
Well, Gina will have something to say about whatever I want.
Well, she's in charge of you there, but,
Yep,
so thank you.
thank you.
And now on with our meeting. I can check that off. Present farewell to Councilperson Chauncey Walker. Can I have a motion for 2025-234 parking regulations? Oh my God.
Motion.
Thank you. Can I have a second? I'm going to take Chad, and I'm going to take Dana. I just want to say Michael Barfield, the attorney, special counsel who's working with us, called at about 5, and his child is sick, and he's came down with the same thing, and I said, please do not come. We will be fine. We will trip our way through this. We will carry it over the threshold. Are we ready to vote on this?
Yes.
Is there anything in here that puts anyone in jail?
No.
Are there any, do we need to close, did we close the public hearing, John?
All done.
We're just good to vote on this. Chad, any comments, questions, concerns? This law is now in place. We can adopt regulations and just by a resolution now, and I think that's what we're doing with this parking regulations.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Hold
thank-
on, Bob Wyant looked at it, he gave his blessing.
Great.
And I talked to him today, he likes it, and now it will be codified, and then, we'll be good to go.
Yeah, I did, in absence, Mr. Esquire Barfield did a wonderful job, and he's been
He's
persistent.
delightful to work with.
Delightful to work with, and I appreciate his ability to see what we needed and to make sure it was done correctly. So I wanted to thank him for that.
Yeah, I agree. And if we don't get it right, it's easy to fix. At the next meeting, we could just pass another resolution, not go through a local law process.
That's correct. It's amenable.
It's easy and easy to work with. Any other comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Chad. Woo! This was a hard one.
3.5 years.
Um,
Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going. May I have a motion for 2025-265, authorizing the Clearwater sloop to dock at the Rhine Cliff
Motion.
in spring of 2026 dates? Chad, thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Dana. They're going to dock there from May 8th to May 17th, and we've given them permission to overnight on the ship. They're like a great group of people and environmentalists, and if they can't safely sleep on the ship overnight, who can?
Yeah, no, and it's a great thing to have the sloop down there overnight, in the evening. It's sometimes they're open to the public for people to wander in. It's amazing to have a boat that old, that in an area of our river that's been part of that activity forever, and there's a great community and a great cause.
Liam is a great captain, I know him, and
Yeah,
he's...
so if you get the opportunity to come down and see it in person, please stop by when it's here in May.
Oh, great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. I need a motion for 2025-266 to reappoint Amanda Miller to the Board of Assessment Review.
Motion.
Thank you, Chauncey. May I have a second? Thank you, Alan. Thank you. Any comments, questions, or concerns? She's been a great board member, wants to serve again. Joan made me do it now instead of reorg because the county wants to know. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. 2025-267, I'd like a motion for the Hillside Fire District contract. Dana, thank you.
Second?
Thank you. was it last year, the commissioners came to us and said that they were having trouble with personnel and asked us to take the,
It was this January, it's literally my first meeting, I said we heard that.
Yeah, it was.
it was in January, it seems like a year ago.
Seems like
Almost
many
a year,
years.
almost
More
a
or
year
less.
ago.
Yeah.
So we gave the district to Rhinebeck Village Fire Department, to whom we're like incredibly grateful, they're amazing. But what Hillside did in the meantime is they got a bunch of new members, and they have been turning out for their calls. I spoke to Dave Alfonso at Dutchess County E911, who's in charge of fires, and he gave it the thumbs up. And we're happy that they're back in good health, and we're giving them back their district as we promised we do if they turned around. I've
And they
talked to
did
the
it.
Rhinebeck Fire Department. They're on board and understand and are happy, and I think
It's a 3-year contract.
it's a 3-year contract with 60 days to cancel on either end if something goes wrong, and we get all of our money back for time not served. And I'm wishing them all the best
Yeah.
and good health and continued turning out for fires.
This is such a good, like, what
It's
a
a good
wonderful
outcome.
story to
It's a
end
good
the year.
outcome.
Yeah.
I don't want to rain on anyone's parade, but we do have EMS coming up. EMS is going to be a big issue in 2026.
Let's just do today.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you. Any motion for 2025-268 to engage Zarin and Steinmetz for zoning, which is Red Wing? May I have a motion?
Motion.
I'll take Chauncey. May I have a second? I'll take Dana. Thanks. Sorry, I just heard that name first. We are in a lawsuit with Red Wing Lines and have decided to hire Zarin Steinmetz to work with us on an issue regarding the lawsuit. And I've talked to John Lyons. John understands, he's the attorney for the planning board, and we'll work in concert as needed. But Brad Schwartz from Zarin Steinmetz will be
Yeah.
representing the town in a new action on an ongoing lawsuit. Is that accurate?
Yep.
Okay, any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. I need a motion for 2025-269, the Dutchess County Planning Referral Agreement. This is a
Motion.
hot one. Thanks, Chauncey.
Second.
Thanks, Alan. Any comments or questions for it? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. All right, Dean, it doesn't have wheels, but 2025-270, disposal of a printer.
I bet it could be wheeled around on a little trolley. All right, I motion.
Second.
Thanks, Chad, Dana and Chad. Any comments, questions, or concerns? It's bit the dust, and we've got to dispose of it or do what we have to do. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. 2025-271, authorizing a fee for the electric charging station at the Star Library. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Chad, may I have a second? I'll take Chance. We got a grant for this, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago from NYSERDA, and it was free for a period, and now it's costing the town electricity, so we want the people to use it to pay. So that's what we're doing. We're going through charge point. And I think we're at 14 cents a kilowatt.
hour, yeah.
And we'll see how that works out. We only want to break even. We're happy for people to use it, but taxpayers shouldn't be funding it. So you can plug up and charge there. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. I will make a motion for 2025-272, 2025-273, and 2025-274. They are all our financials. An abstract, budget transfers, and creating a capital project to buy a maintenance truck. I'm also adding 2025-275, creating a capital projects for a records building. We'll be doing a lot of capital project creation in 2026. May I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Dana. Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. This is from the floor. I'm doing it from the floor now. Over the weekend, I got a call from Warren and Ken Carney that John Lyons, the planning board attorney, had at the end of day on Friday, approved their water district with the village, and we need to approve this. They're on track to get their permit in place and the funding before the end of the year.
Great.
So this is I think almost the last action of the workforce housing,
Yeah.
which started with Dan Morton in 2017.
Yep.
So just under the wire. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously.
Do we have the motion?
We have a motion and a second.
I'm going to go back and ask for a motion for this.
Motion.
Thanks, Chauncey. May I have a second?
Alan?
Let's take Alan. Can I not explain it again? The explanation that I said before we motioned it, now we have the motion. Any comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you, and thank you for reminding. We were going to have Michael Barfield here for correspondence from the Rhinebeck Village regarding requests for the town zoning requirements for the water village plant upgrades. Let me see if he sent me a two-pager, a two-paragrapher on this.
I also had a floor.
Yes, I know,
Okay.
but I'm doing one thing first.
Sure.
Oh yes, here we go. Please see below for a summary of the situation. This is the village's water treatment plant in the town at 76 Lake Dock Road. They started construction without permitting from us. And there's something you have to go through called the Monroe Balancing Test to be exempt from our zoning, which other governments are. But this is in the Land Conservation District. It's also located in a wetlands buffer in one or more flood zones. Per Brian Tam, who's our zoning administrator, construction would need site plan approval and wetlands permits from the planning board. Here's some background. In October, Brian became aware that there was construction happening at the village water plant. The village did not pull building permits. Ed and Brian looked into it, visited the site, contracted a general contractor and engineers for the project. We asked Michael to discuss the situation with the village. Brian and Michael Barfield spoke to their engineer, Anthony Matas of Delaware Engineering. He agreed to pause work and applied for the building permits. When they did, Brian realized they needed site plan approval. The project consists of two main parts. The first is fairly innocuous replacement of certain equipment within an existing water plant structure. The second is a new building that will host some sort of new equipment. Given the sensitive nature of the environment in that area along the Hudson, it makes sense that the town would normally require site plan approval before construction. Mike Barfield spoke several times with the village attorney, Rich Olson. He promised the village board would hold a hearing and pass a County of Monroe resolution, which is the balancing test. In substance, governmental entities building in another governmental entity are presumptively subject to zoning in the host location, but they can be exempt if they meet certain legal criteria. Rather than holding a hearing, the village introduced a resolution exempting itself from the town zoning. It sounds like I'm being critical, but I'm not. I'm just reading what Michael wrote because we're trying to figure this out. The trustees brought Mantis to a meeting on or about 11/25. He summarized the project and the village passed a resolution. They then sent a copy to the board, which is what we have before us tonight. The next steps are that the board should discuss this in executive session, or I say attorney-client. I'll schedule something and we'll get on the phone with Barfield. Sorry, you're going to have one more attorney-client. Michael's recommendation is that the board should invite the village's engineer to our next meeting in January, Debbie Hecht, and then we should pass a resolution exempting the project from zoning should we find what the engineer is saying is right. We will maintain the town's sovereignty, thank you, in these matters. Candidly, let me read this before I read it out loud. Okay, we'll just skip that.
Now we're all curious.
Candidly, so I think the engineer is going to come here and talk to us. I'm sure we'll pass the Monroe balancing test. We need advice from our attorney. This is pending. We want them to be able to expand the water district. We want to make sure that it's paying attention to sensitive environmental areas, and we will work it out with them and their engineers. That's what we were going to talk about. So I'll schedule an attorney-client. You guys want to do it this week? Let me get in touch with Barfield because he's out and see what he
Yeah.
does, and then I'll send around an email.
When he's available.
ELS. Okay, next we have a request from Brookmead. We have Sean Kemp. Hi, Sean. Wrote us a letter that he wanted to talk to us, and I put his letter in here, and I'm sorry, Joan, I'm just looking at, we'll go back to your resolution after Dana.
Oh, sure.
Hi,
Is it okay to approach?
come on up.
Good evening, my name's Sean Kemp. I represent the community at Brookmead. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to have this discussion with the board. Chauncey, thank you very much for your service. Essentially, I wanted to come here tonight to discuss the zoning situation that exists at the Brookmead property. The community at Brookmead, most of you probably already know about it, but it's approximately 75 acres. It's right outside of the village as you go down 308 on the right-hand side. And there's three kind of main components to the campus that have been there for some time. There's a 120-bed skilled nursing facility, which contains a subacute rehabilitation facility and 24-hour nursing care. Then there's the terraces, which is a 26-unit enhanced assisted living residence. And there's also Arbor Ridge, which is a 54-unit independent living facility, where that's exactly what it is. The residents there are independent. They don't need any care at the moment, but they can transition as they progress through life.
So it's Arbor Ridge, Terraces is the next level, and then the skilled nursing facility is maybe the next level, or something independent?
It would go Arbor Ridge, most independent, then the terraces, and then it would go to Brookmead, which is the
skilled nursing
skilled nursing.
With 120 beds?
That's correct,
Okay.
yeah. And then most recently, the pavilion was constructed at the property. Back in 2016, 2017, Brookmead approached the planning board for a special use permit in order to have an adult daycare facility. And the adult daycare facility, I apologize, my back is, so that it's kind of awkward.
Well, you're supposed to, yeah,
Yeah,
you
sure.
got it.
But so the adult daycare facility is completely contained within the pavilion. The pavilion's approximately 18,000 square feet. This is the structure that many of us go to vote.
That's what we vote.
Yep, the blood drives, things of that nature. So under the town code, an adult daycare facility is a specially permitted use in the RC5, which is the district that Brookmead is in. So to be clear, Brookmead, as it's operating, is a pre-existing non-conforming use. But when Brookmead went to the planning board for this special permit, they were granted the special permit to have the adult daycare facility in the pavilion. They were also granted certain Brookmead accessory uses that were discussed at length on the record between the planning board and the architect that was representing Brookmead at the time. And there was public comment, and it went through the process.
This is the planning board, not the zoning board.
This was the planning board, correct. Yeah. So when the final resolution came out from the planning board, it said Brookmead was granted the adult daycare facility together with Brookmead accessory uses, but they weren't clearly defined, and obviously they're not contained in the code either. And that gave rise to some confusion. Now, construction on the building wasn't really completed until around 2020, right when COVID hit, yeah. So things didn't get off to a normal start anyway. But after COVID subsided somewhat, and they were one of the leaders in the vaccination clinics for COVID and things of that nature, emergency preparedness response meetings and things of that nature took place there. So there's no doubt that Brookmead's been a fine member of the community, and they're a tremendous asset. But back to the confusion, after things started to clear, we needed to put this building to use. and we had the adult daycare. There's a nursery school there, which is also a specially permitted use under the town code. But across from the adult daycare and the nursery school is this community room. The community room consists of approximately 4,000 square feet. It has connected to it a commercial.
Sorry, how much, 4,000?
Yeah, it's approximately 4,000, correct?
4 to 6,000.
4 to 6,000.
4 to 6,000?
Yeah.
5.
And connected to that is a commercial kitchen. There's also a cafe in the back, Arts Cafe. That cafe is really meant for people, residents that live on the campus to go with other family members and things of that nature that come to visit them. They can go there. It's almost like a restaurant experience for people that are living in the facility. And it has all the ADA compliance and things of that nature, so it's a very safe environment for people to take their loved ones for lunch and things of that nature. It's never intended to be a restaurant or anything like that or open to the public. But what we do have is this very large space, and the space that I'm talking about, that 4 to 6,000 square foot space, is where most of us vote. So when you go in there, you might say, well, there's no way that's 4,000 square feet. It has partitions. It's a very, very beautiful room. It's got, like I said, the partitions. It has the ability to have table seating, the ability to have seating like this, complete AV equipment and things like that for presentations and things of that nature. And these were always in the original plans. It's not like these were after the fact add-on things. But in any event, Brookmead started to have some events there, and some of the events were called into question by the zoning enforcement.
Like what kind of events?
Well, one event that was called into question was the Good Egg Award for the Chamber of Commerce. And not to get totally sidetracked, that event was called into question. It was issued a violation, and we appealed that to the Zoning Board of Appeals. So during that process, and even before that, there was another event. I think it was just a cookie fundraiser. It was clearly for Brookmead. It's clearly something that they did prior to the construction of the pavilion, but I guess it just caught people the wrong way and thought, well, what's going on over there? That's not an approved use or whatever it might be. So we engaged with Brian Tam a little bit, and Michael Trimble I've met with before, and then we had the appeal process, which we were successful on.
When was that, last year or the year before?
That was last year. We got the resolution last year. The appeal might have started in the summer of the year before, I'm not quite sure. But it was relatively recent when we got the actual resolution from the ZBA that said, basically confirmed our position was correct, that it was a lawfully permitted use from the planning board, the Good Egg Award in particular, because there were certain uses.
Chamber is specifically mentioned in some of the uses,
Correct.
if I remember.
Yes. So when they were, when the planning board issued the resolution about Brookmead accessory uses, there was some reliance on a letter that was provided by the architect that represented Brookmead that called out certain uses such as chamber uses, blood drives, I think.
Rhinebeck at Home might have been.
Rhinebeck at Home is a huge kind of beneficiary of this space. They use it a lot, as well as the community at large. I mean, they also have the seniors lunch where it's open to all seniors in the area just to be able to come and socialize. It's free. It's not anything to, it's not a commercial enterprise. It's really about people in the community being able to get together, have lunch and things of that nature. So we do the appeal, and prior to even the appeal, like I said, I met with Michael Trimble. I had met with Ryan Tan before. And then when we go through the process for the appeal, we keep hearing, we really need a zoning amendment. Michael Trimble, Scott Bergen, the chair of the ZBA, why is this like this? There needs to be a zoning amendment. Okay, well, that's easy. It's very easy to say we need to do a zoning amendment, but to actually do the zoning amendment is a little bit different. There's,
Zoning amendment for what? To allow more uses at the pavilion?
correct. Yeah, because there was some restriction, we're a non-conforming use on our.
Are we talking about commercial uses or uses ancillary to the pavilion, to the Brookmead?
Well, I think that, I would say that they're ancillary to Brookmead and Brookmead's mission. Commercial, I wouldn't say that they're commercial uses, but certainly when you look at, for instance, there was a fire recently at the Legion, right? And the Legion historically had been the host for
Medical equipment and...
well, medical equipment, but also even events like the Rhinebeck High School, like 50th reunion. All of a sudden, they found themselves with nowhere to go for their reunion. And Rhinebeck Soccer has reached out in the past to have their award ceremony at the pavilion, because it's got a beautiful space that's really suited for
Would
these
you be
things.
charging for rent for the space?
Well, it's not even about charging rent right now, it's whether or not we can use it. I think that, yeah, there would be a component of saying, if you're gonna access this space, just to cover usage, but it's really to be as an asset to the community, much like the Legion has been in the past and still is, but you know, you can go, you can rent the space out, and you can use that for a private gathering. You could use it for a seminar, conference type setting, you know. So that's where we're coming from is, okay, we have some ideas of what we'd like to do. And zoning amendments, excuse me, as you know, can take various forms. They could be a text amendment, a map amendment, but there's a lot to it. And we have a lot of different zoning districts in the town of Rhinebeck.
But this is in the RC5.
This is in the RC5 right now, yes. And it's right next to the Gateway East. There are some other commercial businesses adjacent to the property. So it's not like it's in an entirely residential area. There's a dentist office right at the entryway to Brookmead. So in going about, I've done some research, I've looked at different ways that we could try and do this. But the one thing that the planning board has, and I read the policy that you were kind enough to provide to us, as far as like requesting a zoning amendment. And there are some other methods that we could go about requesting a zoning amendment in the code too. But really what I'm getting at is, in the planning board context, if we were to have an application, we'd have like a pre-application meeting, and we'd meet with the chair of the planning board, and we'd meet with the planner, and I'm not saying with Brookmead, but like with a project, right? And the chair and the planner would say, okay, this is your project, you're gonna have to do this, you're gonna have to do that, and kind of set some kind of guide rails or guardrails as far as, you know, what would be acceptable and what wouldn't be acceptable to the board. And that's really what I'm looking for, is somebody to have that dialogue with. You know, I come from a local government background and a policy background, and I don't think good policy is invented in a vacuum, right? So me doing this myself, and there's quite a bit of information that if I was to follow the policy that's out there right now, it's a tremendous undertaking, and it could be an undertaking for nothing, because it's a non-starter out of the gate. At the same time, I don't want to, you know, put something in front of the board that is not good work either.
So you need a collaboration.
And then you wasted your time. Yeah, I just wanted to see if there was a way that it's such an asset, not only, I mean, obviously the work that Brookmead does is just incredible. And the statistics are staggering and very kind of sad in a way.
We're a de facto retirement community.
Pretty much.
It's an asset for us, and
Yeah.
it's not, a lot of these uses aren't allowed by law. I think you're asking for us for a collaboration to do to see what would be palatable for us and Brookmead within it, looking at a zoning amendment. Is that
That's correct.
right? So I think I got it. You guys got it? This is something we could talk to our attorney about
Sure.
in an attorney-client session and get back to you.
Okay.
Does that make sense? You guys willing?
Yes.
That we could put it in with Barfield.
Speaking for Debbie, yes, that's fine.
Debbie's gonna be along for the ride.
You're welcome to the board.
Yeah, not yet, but soon, we can't wait, but we're sad.
Thanks a lot.
And that's it, we're sad. Go drink out of the bowl. Sean, thank you, I did not want to have this meeting one-on-one because I can't speak for the board, and every time I have a meeting one-on-one, I get into big trouble.
Yeah.
So, after like 12, 13, 14, 12 years, I've learned it's best to do it publicly and in front of them.
And I respect that, and I think that it's about not only what's good
You
for
need a
Brookmead,
collaboration
but what's good for the
because
town.
we need a collaboration to see what's palatable, what would work, and we need an attorney to guide us, and we need to hear from you what you need, and then we need to see how that comes out in the mix. So
Correct.
it's not so black and white, it needs to be more collaborative.
Exactly.
Got it. We'll get back to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
I know I've forgotten a couple of things. RFP for tow companies for highway department removal of winter vehicles. Do we have this RFP or are we no. Why is it on there? We're just talking about, Bob wants a tow company to remove, we're gonna go out for an RFP. Is everybody on board with that?
Yes.
Is that what I was supposed to do, Joan? All right, Dan, do you have something new from the
Yes,
board?
yes.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. As you know, many of you know, I'll bring you up to date if not, since ages ago, we had a study for connecting the train station to the village, the river to Rhinebeck. Then COVID happened, everything went off the rails, and we had to abandon the project for a while. And when we came back, things had changed. New York State DOT guidelines had changed significantly, and so we needed to go back to the well and kind of start the engine back up again. And pumping at the engine, we now have a revised plan. It's not super revised. It's very similar to what there was in 2020. But basically, as part of the process, I would like to get a whole ton of grant money if possible. And so I want to.
I believe you can get it.
So I need to gear up for that grant money process, and part of that is I need to do a nice gentle tap to all the neighbors who are affected parcel owners, and just give them a heads up first.
What are there, about 50?
Not even,
39.
it's like 39.
About 40.
Yeah. I said approximately 39 because 39 is the number, but I was like, I don't know, I might find one last one. So I just need to send a postcard to everyone who has an affected parcel and give them a heads up to please take a look at this plan and contact me if they have any questions.
Does this have to be a notice postcard?
I don't think so. I think I just needed the notice because you guys said I did. Because I said something like, hey, I'm going to send out these postcards, and Mike Barfield
Did I
chimed in.
respond?
Mike Barfield chimed in and was like, well, if this wasn't specifically authorized, I was like, okay. So I just need to send a postcard saying, take a look at this.
Okay, we have do you want Betsy to do this for you? Are you gonna do the postcard yourself?
Oh,
Let's say not to exceed $200.
Oh, sure.
I mean, if we have to get it printed, I mean, I don't know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send a postcard with like the URL code, but if Betsy can do something nice that makes it exciting, that's probably going to be more successful, so that's great, so. Yeah.
Okay, was there approval to apply for a grant too?
Yes, but I'm going to do that in January because that's a big honking one, and the first stage of that is in mid to late January, so we have a meeting before that. So it's a big one, and we had so much going on tonight, I didn't know.
Joan's got my back. I don't know why. I feel like I'm in trouble for something. Okay, like, thanks, Joan. I don't want everybody to think it's so weird. All right,
So this is to allow her to post the study on the town website, and then this is allowing me to send a specific notice to folks along the affected route. And then in January, I'll put forward something allowing me to start working on the application.
Okay, I just think 5409 is very specific, and we might want to say not to exceed
Sure.
a certain amount.
You're the pro, I'm the
Not to
novice.
exceed
Not-
$200, because I think we need someone to lay it out, we might need it printed, we might need labor.
Yeah.
It won't cost that much, everybody, but it's a CYA so that we can get it done. I'd like a motion to change the resolve sum of not to exceed 200.
Excuse me, we may need the assistance of North Shore for the scan code.
We have to put this on our website, let's say not to exceed $750. We might need to hire somebody to build this onto our webpage.
Yep, okay, gotcha.
It will never cost this much, but then we can get it done before January.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Right? Is it outrageous?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to amend the last reserve for the sum of not to exceed $750 shall be to authorize for the printing, mailing of the notice, and North Shore Computer Systems
Solutions, right?
North Shore Computer Solutions. To do any website amendment. Is that okay? All in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
David, did we bring this to the floor? I need a motion to bring resolution 2025
Second.
276, Joni?
7.
What was, 7 was right, 277 to the floor. I have Dana and Chad.
Yes.
Are there any other comments, questions, or concerns? I can't believe we're pushing this along to another little level.
Mhm. Sure along.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Is there any other stuff to discuss?
Did you need your Carmen?
We
That
passed,
done.
didn't we pass it?
No, you did that already.
I
Uh,
should.
You did, that was my
That was
first.
done, right,
Oh, okay,
Joan?
sorry.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay.
Any comments, questions, concerns from anyone? Mel?
Someone asked me, because there's been a fairly recent awareness that the town didn't have the legal authority to levy fines and parking fees, people who did pay fines and
Okay, let me stop you right there.
Okay.
The law was not codified by the state. It doesn't mean they're illegal. It's a press issue. It means that it's up for a court to decide whether or not they're enforceable. We're not enforcement officers.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
I will pass the word.
It's up for a judge to decide. Doesn't mean they're unenforceable, it means they weren't codified.
Yeah, and that's over.
Yes, I know.
That's over.
Yeah.
They're now
There was a
all
lot of-
enforceable.
There was a lot of issues in the press with how it was reported. The laws were never codified by past town boards, which means they weren't sent to the state and put in, doesn't necessarily mean they're illegal. We have passed resolutions in our safe that were approved by the town board. I can't say whether or not they're enforceable. That's for a court. How do you like that?
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
An attorney told me that.
Mhm.
Anything else? All right, everybody, thank you for coming. I want to wish you all the best for the holidays.
Did you have an executive session?
Do you want to? I
No,
don't
no,
want to.
I thought you said there might be. And
Yeah,
what?
that's gonna be with
and,
Markfield.
We're going to do it.
Oh, okay.
This is your night. We're going to have a swearing-in service for Debbie at a later date that works for Debbie. And I guess there'll be people here and cookies, hopefully. Everybody, all the best for the holidays.
Motion second.
For what?
To adjourn.
I'm not there yet. I'm just thanking everybody and wishing everybody the happiest winter holidays. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, everybody. Looking forward to the new year.
Chauncey, thank you so much for your decade of service.
You are now lame duck.
I've been a lame duck for a while.
I know that.
He's not been a lame duck, how dare you?